It's weird at work. It's like I have to card people for alcohol, and then I see like 2005. I'm like, you're 21. Yeah, tend to forget. That's how that works. And you gotta get a PC. You're late to the game of all us youngins. 2003. So that means I'm 6 years older than you. PCs are expensive. I gotta use my money for other things, like making sure merch for my band gets printed out and paying bills. Yeah, but can you shred on guitar, bass, and play drums? All I can say, man, is everyone has different priorities in life, and they choose different avenues of what they're gonna, focus their time and money on, and that's what I chose. Music. The biggest problem is building it yourself. Yeah, if I tried, I would fuck it up, 100%. I am not confident in my ability to build a machine like that. Not everyone can be a musician. I mean, okay, let me not put it this way. Put it that way. Anyone can learn anything and get proficient at it, but like, not everyone can get to a level where they're able to create something special where people remember it for years. That's more of the rare thing. Almost anyone can learn how to play drums for sure. Like that's probably the easiest one to like get a hang of how to play it on a beginner to intermediate level, because most of it is just counting. Um, like I think in general, guitar is much more difficult than drums to get a feel for how they work, because anyone can tap out a. You get to that point, if you can tap out a rhythm like that, you can play the beat on the drums. It's no big deal. But guitar, there's so many more combinations, and then you want to take it a step further. Piano is way harder to play proficiently than guitar, because it's like on guitar you're dealing with this and you're dealing with this, but piano it's like you're dealing with two of each of those, and playing almost like, especially if you're playing like Baroque style music like what Bach or like Vivaldi would have written, or Scarlatti, Handel, something like that from that era, like you're almost playing two completely different things that aren't even related. I'm deep in your IT career, so there's no way I could take time to learn musical instruments like you. My family all know how to play guitar, violin, piano, flute. I'm the only one. Is it musically up to you? It's like I said before, man. Like people choose to decide, or they choose different paths in life, and they prioritize things accordingly to get to those things. And being deep in your IT career was the path you chose, and honestly, that's not a bad one, because um that's something a very special type of person is needed for. Not everyone has the brain to be able to basically interface with technology to that level to do it in a profession. And it's something that probably will forever be needed. That is, unless they train AI to do it in 15 years, which is unfortunate, because honestly, I feel like almost everything that I care about can potentially be replaced by a computer, and the people that are pushing it forward, ah, I think they need to take a long walk and a short drop, if you catch my drift. They're actively co-signing on the replacement of their own kind, and I think it's fucking crazy that people are like, yeah, we're gonna dish out this amount of money to make this computer that can think for itself even smarter. It's just dumb. Someone who's a super nerd, also more about building a computer. I've walked so many people who know nothing about it and are scared to do it with building a PC, either in person or live streaming it on Discord or something like that. I bet you have the mental capacity to overcome that. Saves them like $500,000 on it. Hell yeah. I mean, the money is one thing, but also the time. Um, Outside of this, I'm a very busy person with my hand in a lot of jars. In order to basically force a music career, I and my bandmates have had to do some really crazy things and shift a lot of things around to make time to make sure that works. Um, when things are going as they're supposed to, I'm gone for like 100 days out of the year on the road, and then whenever I'm not there, I'm either doing this, writing music, recording music, or at work. And that's pretty much it. My opinion is if you keep flexing muscle, you will eventually pick up the weight. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Well, why is it dark? What are you doing? I barely get any days off with all the hobbies I have on the side. Yeah, I think it's very important to stay busy and occupied because, like, the less I don't know about pressure, but the less stimulation you give your brain, the more likely it is for things like dementia and like just the degradation of your brain's capabilities as you get older. If you stay busy, things will be okay. You know, as far as that goes, you just got to keep your mind moving. Like my mom she's in her 70s now, and she stays busy with a lot of things. She gardens. She's part of this like dance group. She golfs. Um, she works on home improvement and stuff like that. She goes out with her friends and plays games, um, like Pokino and whatnot. It's just a constant movement. Trying to learn something every day. I mean, stagnation is poison, and water must be ever flowing. Couldn't have said it better myself. I think if you're not moving forward, you're staying in the same place, which equivalently is like moving backward, in my opinion. The hell is that? Um, yeah, procrastination. That's the biggest thing. I said it before on stream. It's like the death of progress. Um, and I've been catching myself a little bit lately, kind of falling into that loop. But acknowledging it is the first step, to move forward. I'm realizing I think I see some Twitch viewers that come in expecting the game to be played, and realize that I'm just chatting after the gameplay is gone, so then they just leave. BRB, what? Sick, finally getting the opportunity to chat with you, man. I'm okay. Fall asleep on with your streams on and watch them while I work. Oh, nice. Thank you, man. Yeah, I see like Twitch views after the fact, and I guess it makes sense because they're with 35 followers, that's where a lot of the post stream views are coming from. And I noticed that not a whole lot of them like realize that I'm on because stream's just weird with notifications and whatnot. So most of the people that follow me don't actually watch me live; they watch it afterward. But I've never really talked to any of them about it, so I guess that makes sense. Blake said, "My ADHD is bad because I will sit on my own guilt and not do anything sometimes. I think I need meds or therapy. And see, the thing is that therapy can take multiple forms too. Like, it doesn't have to be, like sitting on a fucking couch with some psychiatrist or psychologist, you know, talking to you about shit. I mean, therapy can be in the form of like a hobby, like we talked about earlier, or it could just be talking to people that you trust, who may not, obviously, they're not going to have all the answers, because, the human psyche is a tough nut to crack sometimes, and it takes someone that's experienced talking to people on a professional level about their mind and their emotions for a long time to be able to, truly get the idea of what's going on there. Some of your friends might not be able to do that, but that's the first step. It's talking to somebody. Yeah, it's weird to exist sometimes. Yep. There's no real way to tell exactly what all this is, but, we're basically forced to navigate it regardless. So, I mean, you can take good things out of it. That's definitely the better way to look at it, is, taking every day at a time, trying to learn something new, and parse out some positive message from the struggle. We are in the Matrix. Free your mind. It's possible. I don't know. I often thought for a long time that, and I still do think this, that there's no real meaning to any of this. There's no real purpose to it. It just happened. So it's up to us to find out a purpose for ourselves. And I think the better way to go is to have a purpose that ends up being a positive impact on, the domain that we exist in. There's going to be a lot of extra talking in the VOD at the end here. I really wasn't expecting to knock out the campaign that quickly. That was crazy. I've always been a philosophical guy. I like hearing the way you think about things, brother. Always have. Appreciate it, man. I'm glad you can get any value out of my ramblings. I definitely feel like that element of me has like amplified since, it's definitely after I graduated high school, but definitely more after I graduated college. Like, this side really, started to bloom like a few years back, and it's just, because we can sit there and have a really negative view on the whole thing, get defeated about it, but it's like, what's the point of that? Because then at that point, the battle that we're forced to fight doesn't mean anything, because that's why it's a battle, is it's ongoing, and you have to keep fighting through the bullshit to get to the gold. Outside the stupid shit we did as children, yep, we did do some dumb shit back in middle and high school for sure. I'm glad I stayed out of real trouble though, because it was kind of just like always a state of observation on what not to do from a lot of other people around us. Yeah, we weren't all bad. Some worse than others, for sure. But I made an active effort to not really get into trouble, cause any problems for anyone. Kind of just tried to stay out of my way.